got a story for you.
Okay.
It's called A Bostin Christmas.
Bostin Christmas.
A Bostin Christmas.
This sounds like a Black Country thing already.
This is the nativity story in a Black Country spike. But this was written by, believe it or not, a Londoner called Michael Prescott. It's called Mary, Her Babby and a Boston Tale.
Title alone sounds brilliant.
You ready?
So, in other words, it means Mary, her baby, and a very interesting tale.
There was this girl called Mary, and her lived in a place called Nazareth. One day, her mum went out and her was left to do the housework. All of a sudden, the room went all bright, and when her turned, her saw somebody standing by the window. Her were half surprised and nearly fell off a chair. "Whom you?" she asked. "Your day off, give me a turn." "Don't be scared," answered the bloke. "I won't hurt ya. My name's Gabriel and I'm an angel." "Yo, I am, ya," says Mary. "I am," he replied, "and I've come to tell you something." "What?" says Mary, because I was thinking what a carry on this was. "Yeah, I'm going to have a babby." That shook her, and her looked at him and says, "Don't be soft, I ain't married." "That don't make no difference," he answers. "If God says you'll have a babby, you'll have a babby, and you will, and that's it. You've got to call him Jesus."
Going brilliantly so far.
Mary was still a bit shook, so the angel says, "And I'll tell you something else, you ain't the only one who's going to have a babby. Your cousin Elizabeth's going to have one and all, and there's an old woman." "Well, if you say so, and I suppose that's it," says Mary. "My chap will off be surprised."
You telling me?
When he'd gone, Mary made up her mind to go and see Elizabeth and went off to Judah. Judah spelled Juda.
Of course.
Mary was waiting at the gate and when... No, Elizabeth was waiting at the gate, sorry.
It's not Mary.
No, not Mary,
Okay.
Elizabeth. When I saw Mary, it says, "Alright, I'm glad to see you, but fancy you coming to see me in your state." Mary answers, "An angel come and says to me, and I'm going to have a babby in December." Elizabeth told Mary that her old man Zacharias they believe her when I told him about the babby, and he was speechless. "He can't speak a word now," he says.
You can't speak a word now.
That chap what Mary was engaged to was called Joseph. When Mary told him about the babby I was going to have, he didn't know what to think. He says, "Yeah, Mum, off, kick up a chowrow."
What?
Chowrow.
No, I'm from the Black Country, I've never heard that word.
Chowrow.
Nonsense.
The chowrow.
Oh wow.
Kick
It's
up a
even
chowrow.
written
It is,
perfect
yeah,
like.
that's what you
Wow,
got
that's
really
brilliant.
Any road. He taken his hair off, and when he went to come to bed that night, an angel come up to him in a dream. "Don't get mad at Mary about the babby," he told him. "It's God's son her's having, and his name's Jesus. Somebody's got to have him or he won't get born," and now Mary was picked. Someone's got to
Someone's got to have him.
or he won't get born.
Yes, well then, that's how birth works.
So just shout Mary, yeah, my mate. There ain't nothing to worry about. Soon after they was married, just like that, they're married now.
Okay, alright.
Joseph come in and told Mary, "I've had a letter from the taxman, and that Caesar says we've got to go to where we was born to get taxed. So we've got to traipse all the way to Bethlehem next week."
That's weak stuff.
Week. Like a candle wick.
Like a candle wick.
Mary cut some sandwiches and then packed a few cakes and apples. Then they made a bottle of tea, and when they'd had a decent breakfast... When they'd had a decent breakfast, Joseph got the donkey out, put Mary on and off they went. "Cheer up, our kid, it's all far now, Joseph told them.
Joseph.
"We'll soon have a rest. I keep getting bricks and sand in my sandals." When they got into town, Joseph knocked on the door of an inn and asked for a double room. The bloke what answers
Well,
says...
you wouldn't want a single.
Joseph's on the floor, mate. The bloke went out and says, I can't help ya. There's that money arm in here, them having to sleep in the passage. The next one was like it and all, but Joseph says to the chap, ain't there anywhere we can go? My missus is out there on a donkey and is going to have a baby soon. Chap scratched his head and says, we've cleaned the stable out after tie, so it ain't mucky. If I shift a couple of horses and a camel, you could keep down there. We'll take it, says Joseph straight off. In the night, Mary woke Joseph up and says, the baby's here.
Just like that.
So Jesus was born.
Baby's here.
Just like that.
Just fell out.
I've had a baby.
He's here. Hello, mother.
And when he was
No,
old.
it's from us. It's from around here, isn't it? So it's yeah, we're all cook.
And they wrapped him up tight and put him in a manger what the horses had out on. Mary and Joseph were half proud. The innkeeper come with his missus and bought Mary some hot milk. They thought Jesus was a Boston little chap, and the innkeeper says to Joseph, you better come and have a drink and wet his head. So he did. Up in the hills, there were some shepherds lurking after the sheep. It was cold, so they were sitting by the fire letting the dogs do the work while they had something to eat in the smoke. Because apparently there's smoke back then. Suddenly the sky lit up like a bonfire night and an angel come. They don't know how to about angels, and they was frightened and they all fell on the ground. Yeah, I'm a silly lot, says the angel. I sure hurt you, I've got a message for you. There's a baby been born in Bethlehem. His name's Jesus and he's God's son. Go and have a look at him, he's in a stable lying in a manger. And you rolled up, they come down the hill. They come down the hill into Bethlehem. They just roll down the hill. Once said, it's alright, I'm saying we'll find the baby in a stable, but I'm all over the place. We could be looking for weeks. When they heard their mates whistle, and they found him outside a stable built in a cave. Someone whispered, don't make such a clatter, we're near. One knocked on the door and Mary called, come in. They took off their hats and went in on tiptoe. The chief shepherd says, I do, missus. An angel told we to come and see your baby. Mary smiled and beckoned him in. Joseph said, here he is. Come and look, but don't breathe on his face. The shepherds knelt down round the manger and looked. Are you tiny, said the youngest. Are you got little ons? Of course it's tiny as soft day poor, said the leader. Is new,
Again, I haven't heard ons.
Ons?
I've heard ans.
I've heard them called Donnies.
Yeah, I've heard donnies and I've heard ans, but
Ons.
not ons.
I know that, says the young one, but you can't imagine God being little, can you? Mary smiled and says, I'll spin him some wool and knit him a jumper and his dad will play the flute to make him sleep. And the shepherds turned to go and little Jesus smiled. The leader says after it has wind all the babbies did it, but he was sure as he made out. While all this was a-going on, 3 wise kings was in the country far away looking at the stars. Suddenly one of them put down his telescope, because apparently they've got telescopes.
They were pretty basic back then. I mean, I'm quite glad you've got this handy prop here. But it was basically just a tube, not made of cardboard. Probably just hollowed out wood and it'd be like...
That's his telescope.
Yeah, and then put it down and it goes, crikey mate.
Oh, come here, you lot.
Yeah,
I've
here
found
you
a
go.
store what were there before. It's half a big one. Yeah, right, mate. This says when they looked. I'll bet it's that one what's come to tell us a new king's been born. They checked up and it was, on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
One day they come to Jerusalem and went up to the palace and knocked on the door. A sentry opened it and he asked, is the king in? Is the king in to come out to play?
It's the king home. Want to come and play? Don't you say that to the queen. You alright, it's Liz home.
I want to go play, man. The sentry says, half a mile, I'll go and see. The king's name was Herod, spelled E-R-O-D. There's 3 kings to see you, the soldier told him. Who are, says Herod, where? He had a
Who
fit.
are?
He had a fit when the soldier told him outside. You can't have kings standing out on the step, said Herod. Get them in, so they all come in. And Herod said, how nice to see them and what I could do for them. They says they was looking for a new king and wondered if he was there. Herod says, yeah, but when you've found him, drop off in on the way back so I can have a go and have a look myself. They says, alright, all, and off they went. When they'd gone, Herod said to himself, there's only room for one king here, and I'm it. When I know where the new inn is, I'll have him killed. The star stopped over the house where Jesus was, and the kings don't worry because it were a palace. They went in and knelt by Jesus and hid in their gold, frankincense and myrrh. Mary looked at the presents and says, thank you, I'll them smashing, but I'll keep him till he's bigger if you don't mind. The kings took off their crowns and bowed. Then they says, ta-ra a bit, and all went back up.
Of course.
Ta-ra
a bit.
But the dad gave back past Herod's place because an angel told him what an awful bloke Herod was and how he wanted to kill little Jesus. And that's the end of that.
That ended quite suddenly.
It did, yeah. That's literally the end. What do you think?
Wow.
Ta-ra a bit.
Considering the author's from London, he did well.
Yeah.
He did very well. Ta-ra a bit. Where am I reading from?
With the shepherd's bit.
Okay. I know that, said the young gun. But yeah,
it's difficult, isn't it?
But you can't imagine God being little, can you? It's quite difficult, isn't it?
Because it's the way it's written, it's quite...
Yeah.
You have to get it in your head.
I'll spin some wool and knit him a jumper. I can't do this accent very well, and I'm from here.
It's because some words like oil is spelled oil.
Yeah.
So unless you don't know what it is, it's difficult to read it straight.
It takes a bit of time to get your head around.
Try a bit.
Ta-ra, ducks!
Try a bit.